Morphy Richards Fastbake Cooltouch Bread Maker, the best mid-range bread maker. Who says that you have to spend a lot of money to get a decent bread maker? Okay, it's not the prettiest bread maker we've ever seen, but for the price, we can forgive it its looks. Fortunately, the Fastbake more than makes up for its lack of looks by turning out an excellent white loaf quickly. I struggled a little to make it work as well with wholemeal loaves, but if you primarily want high-quality white bread, it does the job brilliantly. The controls are a little fiddly and wobbly, illustrating the cheaper build quality of this machine. There's a viewing window, so you can see how your loaf is getting on, but you'll need a torch as the baking chamber is not illuminated. Even so, provided you mostly want to make white loaves, the low cost of the Fastbake makes this exceptional value and well worth buying. If you want to experiment with other loaves, check out one of the other bread makers on this page. Panasonic SD-ZB2502BXC, the best all-round bread maker. Panasonic is a bread maker specialist. And, as this is one of the company's latest all-singing, all-dancing models, we were expecting to be impressed. As well as being a refreshing departure from utilitarian white bread makers, its tall, black stainless steel body means it doesn't take up much space on your worktop. There's an automatic dispenser for fruit, which is common, but also for yeast, meaning it's not activated too early in the mixing process. It even takes into account the temperature of your kitchen. Rather than raised buttons, the control panel is flat and only needs a simple touch to set it. What's also more advanced is the array of programs, which now numbers an impressive 25, including options for gluten-free dough, whole grain and rye bread. That isn't to say the basics have been neglected, it still produces a fantastic light and fluffy white loaf, a consistent wholemeal that holds together when sliced, and a good raisin loaf with evenly distributed fruit. It isn't cheap, but it's worth the extra over rivals and even its own cheaper siblings. Sage by Heston Blumenthal, the Custom Loaf, the best high-end bread maker. If money isn't a big worry and you want a bread maker that lets you take as much control as possible, short of actually making the dough yourself and popping it in the oven, then this celebrity chef-endorsed machine from Sage could be just the thing. Heston is famed for his more complex recipes, and the Sage certainly has a little of that, letting you tweak its recipes or create whole new ones using the large screen and twisting knob. It has a collapsing paddle, so you're not left with a big hole in the bottom of your loaf, which is clever, although the results aren't radically different to other models. The loaves I made from the recipes came out well, although they were lower, like bakery loaves, rather than tall sandwich loaves as you might be used to. Still, with the ability to almost endlessly tinker to match its programs to your ingredients and preferences, the Custom Loaf will certainly appeal to some. Salter EK4189 Digital Bread Maker, the best bread maker for seasoned users. If you're well acquainted with bread makers and are looking for something with plenty of customization, Salter's EK4189 Bread Maker is ideal. There are 15 different settings for bread making, including options for whole wheat, gluten-free, sweet bread and French loaves. There's also a setting that kneads and proofs dough for you, perfect if you're making lots of loaves and want to give your arms a rest. In testing, the machine's Fastbake, basic and whole wheat settings all produced a soft loaf with a crusty exterior, while the dough setting needed improved our dough to soft, pillowy perfection. Unusually, this machine doesn't come with any recipes and there aren't instructions in the box. You'll need to download them from the Salter website, but we've also included them here if you want to skip the middleman. As the instructions aren't the clearest, it's probably best to steer clear if this is your first ever bread maker. If you're familiar with how they work though, some simple Googling will unearth a number of recipes that work perfectly with the machine. Lakeland Touchscreen Bread Maker, the best multifunction bread maker. If counter space is a precious commodity in your kitchen, investing in a multifunction appliance can free up some room without impeding your culinary pursuits. Lakeland's Touchscreen Bread Maker and More is one such multi-purpose machine, with several preset functions for baking different loaves, as well as options for baking cakes and making jam or yogurt. You can follow the progress of whatever function you choose with just a glance, thanks to the large and easy-to-use LED touchscreen. The bread pan has a capacity of 1.5 kilograms and comes with 2 kneading blades, allowing you to choose your preferred loaf size, either 1 kilogram, 1.25 kilograms or 1.5 kilograms. Once baked, the machine will automatically keep your loaf warm for 60 minutes after the program finishes, so if you forget to check right away you won't miss out on your loaf. Another great feature is the delay start, which allows you to set a time to start baking, meaning you can prep the loaf the night before, and wake up to the alluring smell of freshly baked bread. Thanks for watching. You'll find all the links down below the video. Subscribe to the channel.